Hey folks, I have a question for you. Is your life balanced? Now, what do I mean by that? We need to lead balanced lives, right? Like balanced nutrition, right? We need rest, we need social time, we need good work, we need alone time, we need prayer time. For most people that I see, life can be very out of balance. Either they're working all the time and they're not really spending time with their families or doing kind of self-reflective time for prayer. This is particularly crucial if you are in a ministry, and especially if you identify with your mission or your ministry. I have seen tragic events or tragic things that have happened with people when their life is out of balance. I knew a couple, all they did was focus on their ministry. They didn't have friends that they got together with. They didn't watch TV or any movies. They didn't go on vacations. They didn't do anything. They prayed, but they were so singularly focused that things became very out of balance, and they became too identified with their ministry, their mission, that they actually became abusive to other people. Because in their mind, and this is like kind of an unusual circumstance, they became so identified with what they believed God had called them to, that it wasn't a far stretch for them to feel like other people were thwarting God's will when they didn't do what they wanted them to do, because this was their mission. This is their life, right? This is their life's calling. Now, we do all have a life's calling, and it's great to be involved in different ministries or to have some mission or purpose in your life. I encourage that. But I cannot emphasize enough how much that needs to be balanced. All right. If you are, let's say, married and you have children, well, how much time are you putting into ministry and how much time are you putting into your family? What is your state in life? And that's always a really good question to ask yourself. What is my state in life? And basically, you're either called to the religious life, called to marriage. Now, some people feel they're called to being, singular, consecrated singles in the world. But what are you called to? Because that's first and foremost where you want to focus your time and your efforts, right? So let's say a priest or religious, they have a certain rule of life that comes first, all right? Their ministry comes first because that is what God has called them to. Now, should they have a balance and maybe get together with friends on off times or go on vacation? Absolutely, they need that. We all need that, all right? But sometimes we get so involved in what we're doing, it becomes like that big fish in a little pond syndrome where, you become so all important in what you're doing that everything starts to get out of kilter and out of balance. So if you have a ministry, wonderful, thank you. We need people to be involved in ministries, but make sure, number one, you're faithful to your state in life and that you're balancing your life. Are you doing some things for fun? Are you making time for prayer? Are you making time simply for rest? All right, what is it that you're called to? Keep it in balance, all right? God gives us those checks and balances, particularly with our vocation, all right? Particularly knowing our state in life so that we stay in our lane, right? So let's say a married woman who has, let's say, an old boyfriend who needs some help. Yeah, she might be a very wonderful person and she wants to help him, but should she? Is she the person who should be giving that help? If that can obviously be a threat to her marriage. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be, but you need to balance that and you need to know what your state in life is and what are the expectations in your state in life. All right, if you do that and you also make time for fun, for things that are enjoyable. I often say to people who are very, working really hard and working really hard for God, I tell them, like, you realize in heaven you're not going to be running your own department, right? All right, that we need to actually practice heaven here. Most importantly, by loving one another, but also by enjoying, by enjoying God's creation, by enjoying relationships, right? Enjoying nature, enjoying things that we're good at. Right? We need to be enjoying life so that we are preparing for heaven. And I don't mean to be hedonistic, of course, but that is what we're being called to, is a life of love and joy in heaven. So keep it all in perspective, keep it balanced. If you feel like your life is out of balance, hire a coach, all right? Go on Catholic Life Coaches and hire a coach that can help you to kind of keep it in balance and in the right lanes, all right? So that you can be really successful in your ministry, but also successful in your life, and we don't get into those problems of things kind of bleeding over and becoming out of balance. So I hope you find that helpful. Please like and share the video, especially if you know somebody who might be struggling with this. It's very easy because, again, when we're involved in a ministry, it's usually really important, and it's usually because we feel called to it, and that's wonderful. But maintain a balance that's so important. All right, God bless you.